Hey guys, we're back with the last and final video for 10.6. We are going to be continuing to solve logs, but we are going to do this with a calculator. Okay, so you will need a calculator or Desmos available for this one. First and most important rule is that we will always be using log base 10, which is written as a plain log on paper. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is take the log of both sides. You will not start these problems with a log. You will have to create that on your own. Second thing we will do is try to isolate or get x by itself using either our properties of logs or just by solving a normal equation. And then the final step will be you will type whatever you have into a calculator to get a decimal and round it to the thousandths. Okay, so first problem is all the way done for you. I'm going to have you pause and copy down problem 1, and then we'll talk through it. Perfect. Okay, so first thing I did in the pink is I took the log, and log is base 10, log of the left side, log of the right side. Wrote that out. Second thing, I simplified it using my properties. So x is an exponent. I put it out into the front to multiply. And you can kind of think of this piece as almost like a parenthesis. So if I take that log of 8 and I want to get rid of it, get it away from x, I would divide it on both sides. So you could kind of do like log of 8, cancel, log of 8, and that is what I end up with to get x by itself. So on the assignment, I want you to give me two answers. I want you to give me the log answer, so x equals log 11 over log of 8. And then I want you to also give me the calculator answer, and I'm going to show you how to get those on the Inspires and on Desmos. Okay, on the Inspires, here's what you will do. You have to remember that it's log base 10. So you will do control x to the 10th, which is control log. You will have to type in base 10 and then 11. You can highlight this whole thing and do control divide, or you can start with a fraction, and I can show you how to do that too. We're going to do the same thing for the bottom. Control log, make sure it's base 10 and then 8. When you press enter, that is where we're going to get our answer. You're rounding to the thousandth. That's 3 decimal places. So 1.153. Okay. So showing you one more time, you can start with the fraction, control divide. You can do log base 10 of 11 over, log base 10 of 8. You can type it that way too. Once you have done one of these problems, you don't have to do this every time. You can go up to copy. If it's blue and you press enter, it will copy it down. That way all you have to do is change it to the next problem. So like if our next one was log of 3 over log of 2, you would just edit those two numbers to get your answer. Okay? All right, if I'm doing this on Desmos, you are going to start by hitting the slash that's underneath the question mark. So slash makes your fraction. You don't have to do the base 10. You can just say log parenthesis of 11 over log, over log parenthesis of 8, and it will give you the same answer. Just remember, we're only going to 3 decimal places. So if the number after the 3 was like a 7 instead of a 1, then your answer would be 1.154. Remember, we are using the rules of rounding here, okay? All right, let's go ahead and look at number 2 now. So on number 2, first thing we're going to do is take the log of both sides. All right, so I'm going to go log of 5x equals the log of 6x to the x plus 1. I'm going to use my exponent properties to bring those both out in front. So I'm going to say x log of 5 equals, and the same thing over here, x plus 1. Notice I'm wrapping it in parentheses. Log of 6, okay? Just like this guy is kind of in parentheses and this guy is kind of in parentheses, we're going to have to think about distributing this out just like you would anything else. So we're going to distribute to both of those, okay? All right, looking at that, I'm going x, log of 5 equals x log of 6 plus log of 6, okay? All right, we're going to get all of our x's over to one side. So we're going to jump these x's over here by subtracting. That's going to say x log of 5 minus x log of 6 equals log of 6. I just move the x to the other side by subtracting it. And then we're going to factor out this x right here. I'm going to pull him out, just like a GCF. Log of 5 minus log of 6 equals log of 6. And I know this is getting a little spicy and a little bit long, but now that I have him by himself, that x isolated, now I can divide this. So divide out log of 5 minus log of 6 underneath both of these. Log of 5 minus log of 6. Okay, this cancels. So all I have to do is type this part in my calculator. Let's do that now. So if I'm over here, I'm going to copy paste, so up to here. I'm going to change the top to a 6. On the bottom, I'm going to need 2 pieces. So log of 5, I'm going to arrow over, I'm going to subtract another 1. So I need another log base 10 of 6. And that's going to give me my answer. Okay, so if I write this, I'm going to put my answer up top because I kind of ran out of space. My answer on this one is x equals negative 9.827. All right, if I was going to do this on Desmos, oops, there we go. I would make my fraction first. I would say log of 6 over log of 5 minus log of 6. And that's the exact same answer. Okay? All right, let's do one more of these. First thing I'm going to do is expand it, is take the log of both sides. So log of 2.3 to the x equals log of 30. Take that exponent and drop it out front, so x log of 2.3 equals log of 30. And then since I'm already set with my x isolated, I can divide this out of both sides. These are going to cancel. And so I want to give you that first answer in terms of x. Okay, so x equals log of 30 over log of 2.3. Down here on this other one, if you cross off these here, this is what I'm looking for, okay? So we have this guy all set up. We are ready to put him in the calculator. All right, so I can go back over here to my Inspire, up. I want to copy 1 without the subtraction, and then I can just arrow over. So log of 30 over log of 2.3, enter, there's my answer. Now, this one's going to have some rounding. Notice I have 4.083, but the number after a 3 is a 5, so we're going to round it up to a 4. I can do the same thing with Desmos. Let me see if I can find my Desmos. There we go. All right, so we would do our fraction first, and I'm going log of 30 over log of 2.3. We get that exact same answer. Remember that 5 tells us to round it up to 0.084. All right, if you need to pause anything on the top half, go ahead and do that now. The bottom is going to be a section called change the base or change of base. Okay, here is your rule for change of base. You are going to rewrite a log with a fancy base, like base 6, base 7, base 2, whatever, into a log base 10. But in order to do that, you have to remember that whatever you're taking the log of goes on top. Whatever your old base was goes in the basement. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So on this one, I started by taking the log with base 5. And I was taking the log of the number 8. So whatever I was taking the log of goes on the top. Whatever my base was goes on the bottom. But no matter what, right now, both of them have a base of 10 now. That way I can put it in the calculator. So if I'm on an Inspire, I can do the exact same thing we've been doing. Copy, paste it, I want to do log base 10 of 8 over log base 10 of 5. And that gives me the number 1.292. If I'm on Desmos, I do not have to write the 10 in there. I can just go log of 8 over log of 5, and I get that same answer. Okay, these should go really quick. So whatever I'm taking the log of goes on top. So in this case, I would do log of 14 over whatever my base was goes in the basement, log of 8. Type that in the calculator. I'm going to use the Inspire for these. Copy paste it. Top one's going to be a 14. Top one's going to be a 14. Bottom one's going to be an 8. There's my answer. So our answer is 1.269. Let's go over to numbers 3 and 4. So number 3, I'm taking the log of 9, so that one goes on top. My base was 26, so that goes on the bottom, log of 26. For number 4, I was taking the log of 30. It was a base of 12, so on the bottom I do log of 12. We're going to put both of these in the calculator and get our decimals. I'm going to stay on the Inspire. So up, up, copy it. I'm going to change the top one to a 9, bottom one to a 26, and there's my answer. 0.674. No rounding up, just staying at 0.674. Copy, paste to make my answer for number 4. I'm going to change the top one to a 30, bottom one to a 12. This one's going to require some rounding, so we're going 1.369. Because it was 1.3687, that 7 tells the 8 to round up to a 9. If you need to pause anything on this screen, go ahead. This page of notes is going to help you do page 25 of the practice, okay? All right, you guys are all set. Last video of the year.